In just a few weeks, Canalside will be filled with people going to summer events, but they could be met with a problem washing ashore. Viewers have been writing us for months, wondering about all the dead fish in the water. We sent News 4's Rachel Kingston to investigate. Rachel?
Since we last reported on this story in March, the DEC has taken biological samples from these dead fish and had them tested. What the tests didn't find is just as telling as what they did. Hundreds of dead fish started washing up from Lake Erie, the Niagara River, and their tributaries in March. Even today, you can still find dozens of them floating in the commercial slip.
This is actually one of the larger die-offs of these fish that we've seen in quite a while.
So it's no surprise that people who see them are worried about disease and pollution. But the Department of Environmental Conservation now has biological evidence of what it has said all along. These fish, a member of the herring family called gizzard shad, died of natural causes.
And they're very susceptible to cold temperatures and temperature fluctuations. So we generally see a die-off of this particular type of fish every year.
The DEC sent samples to labs at Cornell University. All the results came back negative. The fish are an unsightly nuisance for boaters and other people coming down to the water. But fortunately, nature has a way of cleaning up after itself. And if the fish were diseased, you'd expect to see the guys feasting on them dying too.
In late 1990s, early 2000s, we were seeing a lot of dead fish, a lot of dead birds along the Lake Erie shoreline, and even a lot of what we call hellbenders. They're like large salamanders along the shoreline. And we found that that was being caused by a botulism virus.
It's possible that another naturally occurring species may have stolen the oxygen the gizzard shad needed to survive. Microcystis, more commonly known as blue-green algae.
What happens is as these algae die off later in the year, everything settles to the bottom of the lake. And then during the wintertime, it consumes the oxygen.
The DEC relies on people like you, especially those who live along Lake Erie, to report dying fish and wildlife. What biologists really need is to get to a specimen while it's still somewhat alive. That way they can get a good sample from it and have it tested so they can determine whether it's disease, pollution, or, as in this case, simply nature taking its course. Reporting live at Canalside, Rachel Kingston, News 4.